So I built 3 e-commerce businesses to over 8 figures, and one of my recent brands, Qure Skincare, did $1 million in a single day. Now, beyond running my e-commerce brands, I also own an e-commerce growth agency that has worked with businesses like Woody that's helped them scale from $4 million to $200 million in revenue a year. Now, these results don't really come by chance. They're results of a proven strategy that focuses on leveraging 4 key growth points. And I'm going to explain them in this video. And if I was completely honest, I would never start an e-commerce brand today without a clear leverage point behind me, because I think the game has changed and the strategies that worked 5 years ago just don't cut it anymore. And if you already have a brand, focusing on increasing your leverage points is essential for this long-term success. These points can significantly amplify your ability to attract more customers, scale profitably, and outpace your competition while creating moats. And by the end of this video, I'll also share with you a framework that I personally use when deciding whether to launch a new brand or product. Leverage point number 1, audience leverage. Now, the fastest growing e-commerce brands in the world today are all creator-led, and they have inbuilt audiences within them. Example, Logan Paul and KSI leverage their massive followings to build Prime, a $1 billion brand, in just a few years. And why does this work? Well, because you're utilizing an existing audience allows you to acquire customers with little to no CAC, giving you a significant advantage over your competitors. And what do you do then if you don't have an audience, if you're not an influencer? You offer influencer equity in your business. And this not only incentivizes them, but also gives your brand immediate access to their loyal audience. Then from day one, you'll have this steady stream of customers and profit, laying a solid foundation for your growth. And if that doesn't work, then make your brand the influencer. Create an organic social media strategy to build your own audience, and over time, brands like Victory and Phil Baby have done this effectively. This approach will also achieve your negative CAC scenarios where organic sales will cover your ad spend entirely. Leverage point number 2, this is margin leverage. Now, having strong margins is critical in today's environment. Aim for at least 80% margins on all your products. Why? Well, because rising customer acquisition costs are killing brands today. You need the profit to reinvest into growth. And how to use this margin effectively? We need to spend a significant proportion of the profit, maybe up to 50% sometimes, on marketing. This allows you to acquire customers profitably while still scaling your brand. And you want to negotiate with your suppliers to get lower costs and find opportunities to optimize your supply chain and build relationships, because then you can actually change your pricing and increase your margin. Leverage point 3, operating leverage. Now, operational efficiency is like a hidden superpower in e-commerce. There's brands today doing $40 million a year with 3 employees. Brands that can operate at a lower cost gain a competitive advantage. And examples of operating leverage are lowering staffing costs, outsource tasks to countries with lower labor costs like South America or Philippines, or maybe even automate processes like leveraging technology, using AI tools for inventory management, for customer support, for advertising optimization, for ad creation even. And especially in the early days, you want to keep your fixed costs as low as possible. Avoid any unnecessary spending until your business is actually generating the consistent revenue that it needs to. Leverage point number 4 is product leverage. Now, the strength of your product can either make or break your brand. A unique selling proposition is critical. A distinctive product differentiates you from your competitors, and then makes your marketing just so much easier. And why this is important? Because there's a specific flywheel attached to it. Influencers and retailers are more likely then to also work with you because you're an innovative brand and you stand in the market and not just another neat Me Too product that's white label. But how to innovate your product and do it effectively without spending a bomb? Well, you want to work with design firms to create like a visually unique product for under $10,000. And then you partner with the factories that have inbuilt engineering teams to refine your product in terms of making it work, into creating the ideas to like a tangible solution. So I think the days of effortlessly launching a profitable e-commerce store through social media arbitrage is over. Customer acquisition costs are at an all-time high, with CPMs, rising year on year on all platforms. Influencer marketing is just becoming a lot more expensive, and the demand is just skyrocketing. The market is increasingly saturated with new brands, making it harder to stand out. So if you're relying on these outdated strategies, you're going to struggle to acquire customers properly. By leveraging the right growth tools, you'll then be able to navigate this new landscape successfully. So it also comes down to what product category you're in, because they'll either make or break your brand. And when deciding what to sell to your category, use this checklist that I use. Make sure it's the average order value of at least $100. The product is used daily. There's potential for subscription-based revenue. It's trending year over year in terms of product category. It actually solves a real problem, so your marketing is easier. And then the product is large enough, so then you have to localize it, local warehouses. There's a clear USP that you can do in product development, and maybe includes an element of vanity to evoke emotional in marketing. So by combining at least one of these leverage points with a solid product category selection, you will dramatically increase your chances of building a successful and sustainable brand. And if this video helped you, click below and learn my 9 lessons in the last 17 years of business in just 16 minutes.